and sickle boots in the winter. That's how it was back 100 years ago in Canada's schools. Just think about how your life would have been back then. For many pioneer children, it was just another day of learning. In fact, in some places, students didn't even go to school because they were too busy working on their family's farm. Since then, many of things changed, but one thing has stayed the same, and that was the school's week. Even today, we still have a 5-day week at school. However, one major big thing changed. Today, we have 14 to 15 classrooms. Back in the 1900s, there was only one classroom per school. Can you imagine having one picture taken with 1 to 8 grades all together? As you can imagine back then, the schools were small. They were not too big, it was usually one classroom. When the students got in trouble, the teacher would sometimes get a belt and whack him or her on the back in front of the class. If they were not too bad, the teacher would either make them stand on one foot, hold one finger on their nose, and even with a silly head. And they have to do all that silly stuff in front of the classroom so everyone can see them. Did you know that the name Lunch Bucket came from the pioneer school children? This name came from the early 1900s because children came to school carrying their lunch in a bucket. Thus, we still use the name Lunch Bucket for our food. To keep the classroom warm, there would be a fire in the middle of the classroom. Students were placed in charge in gathering the wood and stalking it with fire. When it was finally recess, the boys would have to skip recess and go get some more wood for the fire. Boys usually walked around 1 to 3 miles to get the wood, and they would have to walk the same amount when going back to school. Isn't it surprising at how many things have changed in the past 100 years at our local schools? I believe that it is much more better going to school than it was in the old days because we have nice teachers and good friends at our large multi-grade school. What would you prefer? Thank you.